Hey folks, I'm John Mobley from the Florida Bass Network out here today. We're out here on Lake Sante Fe, out here just outside of Keystone Heights, Florida. And what we're going to do today, we're going to go over the Carolina rig. So here we go, we're going to get right into it and show you what I use. First off, I got my Deep South rod here, Carolina rigging rod, 7'4". It's a great rod for throwing a Carolina rig. I've got some 15-pound fluorocarbon on here for my main line, and we'll get right into it. Here we go. I've got, first off, what you want to put on your brass weight, which is a 1/2 ounce brass weight. You got your brass clacker right here, and then you got a glass bead. This one's red. They come in all different shapes and sizes. It doesn't really matter to me. Stick it on first, put on your bullet weight. Then you want your brass clacker, excuse me. And then we got the glass bead. Alright, next we got the swivel. Pretty much any size swivel will work, barrel swivel. This one here is a number 3. Basically, I just tie a Palomar knot. And the reason why I tie a Palomar knot on here is because it's a good, strong knot. If I get hung up on something down there on the bottom, what I want to do, I want to lose my leader and not my main stuff, not my goods here. Okay, next I've got my leader. I use 14-pound mono. The length of the leader depends on what you want to use. I like to throw a long leader. That's why I've got such a long rod, because I want to be able to really get that thing out there and have that bait sitting up off the bottom. So how I measure it, usually I hold it out just like this, bring my thing to my chest here, and I'll clip it right here at the spool. I'll come up here, tie my leader to my swivel. Alright, so I got my leader here. Looks about right to me. And then next I've got a 3/0 wide gap hook. I like the lighter wire hooks, something with as little amount of weight as possible, because I want that bait to float up off the bottom as much as we can get it. So I'm going to stick it on here, tie another Palomar knot. And then for my bait today, what I'm using a Pursuit Baits X31. It's a new company out of Orlando. I'm using their Trick Stick. This is a green pumpkin on here, just like normal, like you would thread any other worm Texas rig. And that's that. That is basically the Carolina rig, what I use. It's really simple, easy to put together, easy to maintain. And it works, catches fish. Alright, so let's head out there. Alright guys, we're out here on the lake. Basically what we got going on here, we're off of a main lake point. Out here, this point starts out just like any other point, real shallow. It's probably one of the biggest points in this lake. And it's got a lot of brush all around it, but the key thing that I'm really looking for here is bait fish. You've got bait fish all around here, all around the outside of this point, even some of them up here up shallow. But basically what I'm doing, I'm riding around, I'm looking at my graph, I'm trying to figure out the depth at which I'm seeing most of the bait fish. Because the bass are going to follow them, they're going to bite. Okay, they're pretty much keyed in. So I'm just riding around this point, looking over it. I like to find some fish in this 10 to 13 foot of water. That kind of seems to be my go-to depth out here in this lake. I caught some fish deeper, I've caught a lot of fish shallower. But it seems like this time of year you can really get onto them out here in some of this shallow water. Even if you don't have great electronics and you're out here on the sand bottom, if you see something sticking up off the bottom, it's probably a fish. If you see a group of something down there, it's probably some brush. I just want to try and find some good, concentration of bait and everything. What I'll do, if I find something that's good, I've got a couple buoys down here, I'll toss a buoy out, I'll mark it into my GPS, try and mark 2 or 3 spots out here that I see some action on, and then come back to it just a little bit later. Alright, looks like I found some stuff down here with my graph. Go ahead and stick out a buoy out here. Whenever you find something on your graph, you don't want to stick a buoy right on top of something you come across. You want to try and get a little ways away, and I want to line myself up with something that's on the bank. Try and get an idea about where that stuff's at, and just use that buoy as kind of a reference mark. Try and triangulate where everything's at. You'll see me out here today. I'm constantly looking around. I'm looking at my buoy whenever I'm set up on fish, looking at the bank, trying to make sure I'm hitting that exact spot time after time after time. Because these fish out here, they'll group up. And once you get onto them, you've got to set up on those fish correctly, or else you'll sit there and throw 100 times and not catch a fish. But when you hit that right spot just once, that's all it takes. A lot of times too out here, whenever you catch one fish, usually you can throw out there again. As soon as you get him off, cold, whatever, throw out there again, boom, it's over. Alright, so we're going to set up on him and see if we can get him. Alright, I'm out here on these fish, just made my first cast. Basically where I'm at out here, I'm in 10 foot of water, and I'm throwing into about 15 or 14 foot, right before it drops down into 20. So basically you could say I'm fishing a slope, but I'm fishing it backwards. I'm coming up the slope with my bait. I may be on the wrong side of these fish. I may have to come out there and throw from the other side, bring it down the hill. It's just something you got to sit out here and commit to these fish, because you don't know until you try it. You can sit out here all day and cast just like this, like I said earlier, and not be set up on this fish right. You won't catch it. I like to hold my rod out here to my side, put my butt here in the side of my chest, and then just bring it across my body really slow. You want to feel that weight just barely bumping up over something. Anywhere where I'm throwing a Carolina rig, I want to feel what's on the bottom. If you get down there and you're throwing a Carolina rig and you feel just sludge, I won't throw a rig there. I like it to be hard bottom, whether it's rock, shell bars, sand bars, or out here just natural lake bottom, but it's hard. That's really the key to throwing a Carolina rig. You've got that glass bead on there, you've got that brass clacker. It's all banging up against one another, and it's making some sound down there. And that's why these fish can come over here and find it in such a vast area, because they hear that sound. Oh yeah, that's a good fish. Oh yeah, that's a good fish. Oh, there he is. That's a good fish there. Good fish there. He ain't a great one, but he'll work. Yes, sir. He choked that thing down, man. Look at that. He choked that trick stick all the way down. Not a giant fish. Thought he was a little bit bigger. He's a good one. He'd keep. Just caught that fish there. Right when I caught it, I threw out a buoy. Out here, when you're fishing this offshore stuff, you're trying to key in on packs of fish. So right now, I'm coming over to this buoy. I'm going to line myself back up, and I'm going to make the same exact cast again. Let's see if we can get another one. Oh, there's one. Oh yeah, that's a better fish there. Oh yeah. Stay there. Stay there. There we go. There's a good quality fish I was looking for. There we go. Got him eating that trick stick up, man. That deep south rod there. Whenever you set the hook into that fish, that's why I like a longer rod, because you've got a lot of line out there, and you've got to have something to really take up that slack. And I don't really set up the hook real hard. It's just a long sweeping hook set usually that gets. There he is, a little nice one. Not too huge, but it's a limit fish. Get another one. Now, it's really important when we're out here fishing with these Carolina rigs to retie. I know you hear that all the time from people. You got to retie, but it's really important. With this weight coming up and down on this line, especially if you're down there fishing some shell or whatnot, you'll get it. It'll tear up your line there, and there's nothing like losing a good fish because you failed to retie. So I'm going to do that right now, and then we'll get back out there and start catching some more. Hopefully. Oh, there's one. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, baby. There we go. Check that out, man. That's what you get. Throwing a Carolina rig out here on Lake Sante Fe, toughing it out all day. There you go. Good sized fish. He's not a monster. He's not gonna, be your kicker fish, but he's a good part of a limit. All right, folks. Well, I'm John Mobley for the Florida Bass Network, and we'll see you guys later.